My name is Rosandria Leach, and I'm glad that you all are here today. Well, we are here today because Governor Rauner is coming after women like myself. Once again, my name is Rosandria Leach, and I am a home care worker. And I call it like I see it. And what I see Governor Rauner doing is bullying women, especially women of color. He is choosing to take away our access of health care, child care, job training, and other job training, and our voice at work. This doesn't hurt me or other home care workers like me. It hurts our whole families, our kids, the people in our community, and the ones that we care for. Rather than ask his rich buddies to pay their fair share, he's attacking us and everything that we have fought for. Are we gonna let him take our health care?
No.
Our child care?
No.
Our voice?
No.
I say no too. We got folks here today to fight back and speak out on the devastation Governor Rauner is choosing. First up is Alderman Cochran from the 20th Ward.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming out today. It is important that we stand together and speak to Springfield, speak to the governor about the issues that are affecting our communities, our babies, the people who are in need of Medicare, Medicaid, the people who are in need of common jobs, pensions that have to be paid to people that they deserve and depend on. We advocate on behalf of the people that we serve. These are some very, very deep cuts in the budget that is going to impact our families, our neighborhoods, our health, women's issues, cervical cancer, early childhood education. We have made great strides. Education in the school systems are excelling the way that they've never had before. Our grades are going up. Our graduation rates are going up. Our children are going into first, second, and third grade reading at a level that they should be. And we are reaching down to early childhood development to 4-year-olds now. We want to be able to serve those children. We want to be able to see that the work that we are putting into those children are going to continue to take place. With the cuts that are taking place in Springfield, it would hurt the progress that we have made. It would hurt the progress that we have made for our families, our communities. The challenges that we have in our communities today are driven because of poor education, the inability to get employment opportunities. And we know that education is a challenge that we must overcome. Higher education is another one of those areas that the cuts are in. How can we prepare our children to go into grade school, to excel, graduate, and then not have the resources that are there? It puts us back years and years and years, and we do not want to have that. Governor Rauner, hear what we say. We need you to understand that the cuts that you are making cannot be made on the backs of those poor people and those working class people who are working to change their lives and create a better environment for our cities, our families, and this state, period. Help us to help you to make this happen. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank all of the elected officials that have come. I want to thank my colleagues in the council. I want to thank the commissioners on the county board. I want to thank the recorder of deeds who is here as well, and the pastors who are here, and the people who have come out to advocate for themselves. Look around, let's hear about it. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderman Cochran. Once again, you all, I would like to give a credit to Alderman Cochran for organizing this with the help of SEIU. Thanks so much. Now, my next speaker, she's a child care provider, and her name is Marilyn Holloway. Marilyn.
Good morning. Good morning.
Come in front of you.
My name is Marilyn Holloway. I'm a child care provider in the state of Illinois. I've been a provider for 15 years. I am among one of the low-paid workers in the state of Illinois. Like myself, many of women's are low-paid workers, and we serve families, children that is low-paid as well. I am a breast cancer survivor. Without representation and a strong health care insurance, I would not be able to consult with my physicians. I would not be able to take chemo treatment. I would not be able to have radiation treatment, as well as take medication for over 5 years and continue to consult with the physician as well. Also, women like myself make up the workforce as well as benefit from our service. Governor Ryan is denying women of the low income. He is denying women in Illinois quality care. I must say to Governor Ryan, stop. 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 We must have health care and insurance to support our family, our children, and the children that we care for. This means you will stop me from having access to a quality professional care team and thousands of women that follows behind me. Also, it will stop us from having post and preventative care as well. So I say to Governor Ryan, along with thousands, Rauner, I'm sorry, the Governor of Illinois, see? There you go, right. I'm sorry. Governor of Illinois, I say stop. We must continue to fight for health care so we can continue to care for our children. Thank you.
Thanks again to Mrs. Marilyn Holloway. Our next speaker that will be stepping up is Alderman Roderick T. Sawyer.
Thank you. Okay.
Right there.
Okay. No problem. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I find it to be out of touch and irresponsible when you decide to balance the budget off of those that are least able to sustain it. I mean, this is disrespectful and it's almost immoral for you to think that you can balance a budget by cutting services that are vital to our communities. You know, it's more than just a bottom line to us. These are vital services. People that are providing services to those that are needy are also not getting paid what they deserve. You know, we have to make sure that this works for all of us, for the most of us. When they decide to cut services and not implement a simple tax for those that are most able to afford it, millionaires, extra $3,000 or $30,000 for them, they might not be able to buy 2 Bentleys instead of 1. This is what we need to stress to all of the citizens of Illinois. We want to stress to Governor Rauner and our legislators that you cannot balance the budget off of these individuals here today. Cannot do it. So I'm encouraging you all, and also we have providers. In my neighborhood, when I share with Alderman Cochran, we have St. Bernard Hospital, for example. They're going to get shortchanged in all this because the payments are not going to be coming in time. And they serve the community that, Inglewood community that we both share, that's going to need these services in the future. So I'm begging you, I'm imploring you to listen to us, listen to the voices here today, stop these irresponsible cuts. Let's make a budget that's balanced responsibly, but restores the vital services, home care workers, health care workers, daycare, child care operators. These are vital services to our community. And who does it affect most? Our women in our community. Look around you. These are women that are working every day. You're taking away their livelihood, the ability to sustain their families. And in our instance, it's destroying our communities. When our women are out of work, they won't be able to pay rent. They won't be able to pay a mortgage. They can't buy goods and services. That means we don't get sales tax. It's more than just a bottom line. It's devastation. So please, Governor Rauner, listen to the voices here today. Restore these cuts. Let's be responsible in our budgetary decisions. Let's make this work for the most of us, not the least of us. Thank you.
My name is Susan Ayup, and I'm from Chicago Adapt, and I am a user of home services, and I hire and fire my own PAs. If this cuts go through, there's a possibility, very strong possibility, that I will be placed in a nursing home. Home care services allow me to live in the community and to be a productive taxpayer and go to school, work part, try to find work, either full-time or part-time. All this couldn't be done if I didn't have home services. And I happen to be a woman with a disability. One of my PAs would lose her insurance if these cuts go through, and she would lose the opportunity to work with me. When you employ women, it's a win-win situation. And when you employ personal assistants, it's much cheaper to have our own personal assistants in our home than it is to live in a nursing home. So it's a win-win both for the PAs, who are mostly women, and for me as well. And the PAs are my lifeline, and so is the home services program. So I'm imploring Governor Rauner, please do not cut child care or home services or any of the programs, and balance the budget by raising revenue, not by cutting services on our backs.
When Governor Rauner ran, he promised us change. He promised us that he would shake up Illinois. But giving the rich handouts, giving handouts and loopholes to corporations while cutting services to working people and regular people, that's not change. That's not shaking up Illinois. That's more of the same. So Governor Rauner, you're faced with an option today. You're faced with an option that speaks to the values of what this state values, of what this state government is going to stand up for. Are you going to ask the rich to pay their fair share just like the rest of us do? Or are you going to cut services to people with disabilities? Are you going to cut services to these children? And are you going to deny a job and an income to women who work in these jobs? I'm going to repeat that very quickly in español. Cuando el gobernador Rauner corrió para oficina, él nos prometió cambio. Nos dijo que él iba a cambiar la manera en que hacemos negocio aquí en el estado de Illinois. Pero cortar servicios a la gente trabajadora, cortar servicios para cuidar a nuestros niños, para cuidar a gente con discapacidades, mientras cortar los impuestos a la gente rica. Eso no es cambio, eso es lo mismo que hemos visto año tras año. Más dinero para la gente rica, menos dinero para la gente trabajadora. Entonces, gobernador Rauner, te estamos pidiendo hoy día que escoges la manera en que podemos generar dinero en nuestro estado, que pides que la gente rica pague impuestos como los demás para que podamos seguir esos servicios para nuestras familias trabajadoras. Sending people with disabilities back into facilities is not progress, right? Home care workers allow our family members with disabilities independence and allows them to be included in our society. Governor Rauner, don't send people with disabilities back into facilities. Governor Rauner, don't send these women out of the workforce. Governor Rauner, choose revenue. Choose the families that are pleading with you today to stand up for them and be the champion that you promised you were going to be. Thank you.
Alderman. The next person that will be stepping up will be Commissioner Richard Boykin.
Let the church say amen. Amen. Let the church say amen again. Amen. Now this time I want them to hear you all the way down in Springfield. Let the church say amen. Amen. Let me thank Alderman Cochran and thank Chairman Sawyer for having me here today. I've always been told that the greatness of our state is judged by how well we treat our children, how well we treat our senior citizens, and how well we treat those who are suffering and sick among us. Our state is not great. We got a ways to go. Governor Rauner's 2016 budget proposes over $300 million in cuts. Cuts to the most vulnerable in our society. And what happens is that when we have those cuts that he has proposed, it puts more pressure on Cook County, the government of last resort. It puts more pressure on our Cook County jail because he's proposing cuts in mental health funding. People will have to go to Cook County Jail to get their mental health treatment. Cook County Jail is the largest mental health institution in the United States of America. That is shameful. That is shameful. And we got to turn it around. These cuts, if all we do is cut, all we get is blood, blood, blood. And we'll have the blood of innocent people running down the streets. Already in Chicago, we've had 900 people shot this year. We've had 162 people killed. If these cuts go through, we'll have fewer jobs. We'll have fewer folks getting services. We will have more people being killed in our streets of Chicago. We'll have more people being shot. We cannot allow these cuts to go through. Repeat after me. What do we want? Jobs. What do we want? What do we want? When do we want them? What do we want? When do we want them? What do we want? We want health care too, because that's a right. It's a human right. And we got to have it in this city. We got to have it in this state. We got to have workers who are paid a fair wage. We got to have equity and parity. And so I stand today and urge the governor and I urge the leaders in Springfield, do the right thing. Don't balance the budget off the backs of the poorest of the poor. Ask those to pay more who make more. Don't balance the budget off the poorest of the poor. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And God bless our state.
Thank you, Commissioner Boykin. The next person that will be stepping up to speak with you all is Cook County Recorder of Deeds, Karen Yarbrough.
Thank you, and thank you. And let me add my voice to the others who have said thank you to Alderman Cochran for assembling this group of people. You know, when I look around us and I see these wonderful healthcare workers, you know, I spent 10 years in Springfield to help them to get health care, and they got it. And and we helped them to get a raise, and they got it. And we've done a lot of good things in Springfield as a state representative with SCIU, and we got it. And for this governor to come in now and want to turn back the hands of time, we ain't having it. Okay, we are not going to have it. So, yeah, get rid of him. Why not? Why not get rid of him? This is unconscionable, and as my commissioner just finished saying, you know, the moral test of government is how we treat those in the dawn of life, the children, those in the shadows of life. You see them right here, and those in the twilight of life. It ain't right. And we ain't taking it. We ain't taking it up in here. Say that after me. We ain't taking it up in here. Okay? All right? We have come too far now to go along with this program. There's no way we're going to sit by idly and allow this to happen. So I want you all to join me as we go to his office today and put our message in front of his door to let him know that we ain't having it. God bless you all.
The governor of Illinois. I own 9 luxury homes, employ servants and butlers, and paid $130,000 to join a wine club. Sounds pretty good, right? How many of you guys got 9 luxury homes? We drink probably not too many. I know most of you folks are standing close to the poverty line right back there. And I have some ideas on how we can fix that, and I'm used to getting my way. So today we're going to play a little game I like to call Rauner Says. Now everybody knows the game Simon Says. He probably played it in grade school. In that game, you can go forward, sideways, and backward when Simon says. I don't like that game. And Rauner Says, I'm asking only working people, including many of whom are women, to go backward only. So you guys ready? Rauner Says, take 2 steps back and give up the health insurance that helps you and your family and keeps your head above water. Rauner Says, take 2 steps back on pay when you women are some of the lowest paid workers in the state. Rauner Says, take 1 step back and give up your training and professional development, which gives you the tools to provide better care for people with disabilities, kids, and seniors. Having fun? Rauner Says, take 2 steps back and lose having a union voice, which helped you ladies begin to raise out of poverty in the first place. Unions. Are you having fun yet?
I don't agree with this, Ron. Excuse me. Hey, everybody. This is not fair. Not fair at all. Women across the states have united in our union to fight our way out of poverty, and we have the POWER. Yeah, that's what we are. Take 1 step forward if you think women who work for a living don't belong in poverty. Take 1 step forward. Take another step forward if you think that the women who work need affordable child care so they can keep working their jobs and make a real living. Take another step forward if you think that women with disabilities should receive care in their own homes, saving taxpayer money. Take another step forward if you think women who provide child care and home care should be given vital training to help other people with the with the care. Take another step forward. Woo, I love this. Take another step forward if you think it's excuse me, everybody. Take another step forward that it's women, especially women of color, who Rauner is singling out to absorb the worst of budget cuts. Take another step forward if you think you deserve a real voice in our wages, working conditions, and try to take care of your kids and your families. Now, which did you like more? Going backward, behind in poverty line, or doing what women do to come forward and have a fair shot at some success? Bruce Rauner is hurting women with his heavy hand attacks. It's up to us to make sure we continue to move forward. Thank you all for playing. Okay, Bruce Rauner says. Women of Illinois will not be bullied. I would like to thank John Arena, Alderman John Arena, Alderman Carlos Gomez Rosa, Ann Shaw, Chinatown Pro Bono, Clinic for Chinese American League, and I still have one last speaker. That'll be John Arena.
Thank you. I have one question for Governor Rauner. What do I tell the workers at Austin Special Services on the Northwest side that gives real work to disabled women and men on the Northwest side and across the city? What do I tell them about these cuts? What do I tell them as they're doing fulfillment services for the very corporations that are benefiting from the tax loopholes that he's refusing to close? What do I tell them, Mr. Rauner? I need an answer to that question. We have facilities like this across this city and across this state, and they need to get their funding. They give opportunity to folks, as these cameras have seen here today. The faces of the folks that are here today, these need opportunity. They need dignity, the dignity that comes with work and being productive in their communities. I want to know what do I tell them if these cuts go through. So let's change the conversation to revenue, not cuts. Revenue, not cuts, folks. That's what we need to do. A fair tax in Illinois. A fair tax in Illinois will bring in billions of dollars to make sure we're giving services where they need to be given. To women, to children, and the disabled. Those are the folks that have to be a priority in our budget this year. And I call on not just the Republicans down in Springfield, but the Democrats to do the right thing, to stand up for the ideals of the Democratic Party, to work with us, to work for these folks here today, to work for the folks across the state of Illinois that need these services. I'm ready to do it. Are you ready to do it today? Let's take the message upstairs, folks. Let's do it. Thank you.
I would just like to thank everyone. Once again, sorry about that. Governor Rauner, we will be back here some other time, not exactly for what day, but we will. And we need everything, so don't cut the health care. Please don't. Thank you.